Hi everyone, welcome to the Friday edition of Source 16 News. I'm Eddie Owen. Thanks for joining us. A Callaway County man was killed after his moped crashed into a pickup truck last night. Kentucky State Police say 42-year-old Paul Stewart of Murray was driving a Yamaha moped on Bryn Road around 9:45 when he tried to cross Highway 80 West and didn't yield to oncoming traffic. He was then hit by a pickup truck driven by 22-year-old Joshua Cosby of Crane. Police say the collision caused Stewart to be thrown off his moped into the median and caused Cosby's truck to overturn end over end. Stewart was transported to Murray-Callaway County Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Cosby was not injured, but a female passenger who was not identified in the police report was admitted at MCCH for injuries. Two separate stabbings in Hopkinsville overnight sent two individuals to the hospital and landed two local women in jail. A Hopkinsville man is in stable condition in Nashville after police say he was stabbed multiple times by a Todd County woman. Hopkinsville police responded to Vine Street around 3:30 this morning, where officers found 25-year-old Kevin Pollard of Elkton still breathing but unresponsive and bleeding profusely. Police report Pollard had been stabbed multiple times with a knife, once in the right portion of his chest, as well as 3 times in his back. He was rushed to the emergency room at Jenny Stewart Medical Center, then flown to Vanderbilt University Medical Center in Nashville for treatment. After Pollard told police who stabbed him, officers went to 309 Braden Street where they arrested 26-year-old Kimberly Harrell of Elkton. She was charged with first-degree assault and lodged in the Christian County Jail. Meanwhile, a Hopkinsville man was taken to the hospital after he was allegedly stabbed by a Trigg County woman last night. Hopkinsville police responded to 1303 Honeysuckle Drive around 11:15, where the victim, 21-year-old Deidris Pendleton of Hopkinsville, told police that 49-year-old Glenda Malone of Cadiz had come to his door when a physical altercation began. Pendleton stated that Malone pulled some kind of knife from her purse and stabbed him. He was transported to Jenny Stewart Medical Center where he was treated and released. Police arrested Malone at 1316 Honeysuckle Drive, and she was booked into the Christian County Jail on a second-degree assault charge. 2 local women will be among several artists across the Commonwealth to have their artwork displayed in the Governor's Derby exhibit in the Capitol Rotunda through May 10th. The artwork of Betty Lyles of Hopkinsville and Frances Wells of Murray was selected from more than 200 entries by Reba Rye, an independent juror. First Lady Jane Bashir says, "It's a great pleasure for me to meet all of these very talented people who have created beautiful artwork, and I'm sure our residents and visitors alike will delight in the beauty of Kentucky in spring when they see this exhibit." Now here you see Frances Wells' artwork that will be displayed during the exhibition. The exhibition can be viewed at the Capitol in Frankfort during public visiting hours from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, and during the Governor's Derby celebration Saturday, May 7th. Well, Marshall County and the city of Hardin have both activated executive orders banning outdoor burning until further notice. The burn ban includes all unincorporated properties in Marshall County, as well as Hardin, until sufficient rainfall or until the burn bans are lifted by county and city officials. Although the ground is moist, Marshall County Emergency Management Director Melissa Combs says vegetation remains extremely dry. After discussion with local fire chiefs and a review of predicted chances for rainfall, Combs says the burn ban has been activated in hopes to curb the out-of-control fires that have plagued the county for the past week. According to Combs, subjects caught disobeying the burn bans could face a penalty and can be held liable for all damages created by an out-of-control fire. Well, it began last year as a friendly game of basketball, but it's turned into a year of bragging rights and money raised for some of Mayfield's good causes. The Mayfield Police Department and the Mayfield Fire Department are gearing up for the second annual Guns and Hoses. Event organizers Chris Watkins with the Police Department and Kenny Jackson with the Fire Department have been working hard to get sponsors, donations, and more for this family-friendly event. Now, the event will take place Sunday afternoon at 3 at the Mayfield High School Gymnasium. Admission's $3 at the door. Kids 8 and under get in free. The charity event is raising money for MPD's DARE program and for the American Red Cross. And the city of Mayfield is gearing up for a visit from the Easter Bunny this weekend. FNB Bank will be hosting their 4th annual Easter egg hunt tomorrow. Children from infants to age 10 are invited. They'll be divided into groups to pick up eggs on their own designated fields. Prize eggs will be hidden in each field. There will be photo opportunities with the Easter Bunny. Jones Photography of Mayfield will be taking pictures of children before the egg hunt. Registration for the event begins tomorrow morning at 10 at FNB Bank's main office at 101 East Broadway, with the egg hunt getting underway at 11 a.m. FNB Bank will also kick off their 4th annual Easter Coloring Page art exhibition. Children may pick up a copy of the coloring page at the Easter egg hunt. Children should drop off their finished coloring pages at any FNB Bank location by 4 p.m. Thursday, April 21st for a chance to win a $50 savings bond. Well, the U.S. Forest Service recently awarded over $36,000 to the Soccer Kids Into the Woods project at Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area. The award is in support of conservation education programs that will provide local community children more opportunities to experience the great outdoors, learn about nature, and build a lasting commitment to conservation and land stewardship. The Soccer Kids Into the Woods project will bring soccer players to public lands to play in nature, learn unique training activities, and then teach others. There are 4 levels of involvement, with increasing numbers of participants and children reached in each level. Participants will serve as ambassadors and teachers in soccer training camps to share resource issues and observations such as clean water, deforestation, and wildlife conservation. During a regional Water Appreciation Day, kids will instruct others on the value of pure water, its conservation, its benefits of hydration and health, and the importance of plastic bottle recycling. And speaking of Land Between the Lakes National Recreation Area, visitors to Lake Barkley State Resort Park's dining room and lodge need to be aware of a scheduled power outage. Park officials have announced Lake Barkley's dining room and lodge will be closed Monday due to a scheduled power outage for transformer maintenance. The fitness center and trails will remain open, and officials say the Katie's Rotary Breakfast will not be affected. A wanted fugitive was arrested in Hopkins County last night. The Hopkins County Sheriff's Department and Madisonville Police Department set up a perimeter around 208 New Arnold Street in Earlington last night after receiving an anonymous tip that the fugitive, 21-year-old Christopher Lee Williams, was at the residence. As deputies entered the home, police say Williams tried to flee out the back of the residence through a hole in the floor. Well, after officers captured the Earlington man, he resisted but was eventually placed under arrest. Williams was charged with a total of 13 offenses that include multiple felony charges, including first-degree burglary and auto theft, misdemeanor charges, bench warrants, and criminal warrants. He was lodged in the Hopkins County Detention Center. A Fort Campbell soldier has been charged for allegedly having hundreds of images of child pornography on his computer. 21-year-old Gregory Roland Stack II of Bob White Road is charged with 1 count of sexual exploitation of a minor. Stack reportedly just returned from a year-long deployment in Afghanistan when he was arrested by Clarksville police. According to CPD Detective Damone Chestnut, on February 4th, 2010, another soldier used his computer and noticed the disturbing material and contacted Fort Campbell's Criminal Investigation Detachment, which then contacted the Clarksville Police Department. Stack was released from the Montgomery County Jail after posting his $75,000 bail. Kentucky highway fatalities dropped to an 11-year low in 2010. The Kentucky Office of Highway Safety reports there were 760 fatalities last year, 31 less than in 2009, and it's considered to be the lowest number since 1999, when the death toll was at 729. The final figures also indicate highway fatalities have declined for the 5th consecutive year. Of the 760 fatalities last year, 598 involved motor vehicles, and over 60% of the fatality victims were not wearing seat belts, and 20% of the deaths involved alcohol. Motorcycles accounted for 78 fatalities, and nearly 58% of the victims were not wearing helmets, and 15% of the fatal motorcycle crashes involved alcohol. To reduce the number of fatalities in the state, officials offer various educational programs to the public and awards grants to state and local highway safety agencies. A Trigg County man was injured in a two-vehicle wreck on Newstead Road yesterday morning. The Christian County Sheriff's Department reports 38-year-old Timothy Larson of Miranda Road, Cadiz, was driving north on Kentucky 174 Newstead Road when about 3 miles west of Hopkinsville, a pickup truck driven by Jonathan Stewart of Cerulean pulled out of a field onto the road and collided with Larson's van. Police say the impact caused Larson's van to run off the road and overturn. The driver of the farm truck owned by Steve Newton of Hopkinsville told police he looked both ways but never saw the van until after the wreck. Larson told police that Stewart came out of the field and never looked before pulling onto Newstead Road. Larson was transported by ambulance to Jenny Stewart Medical Center for treatment. Well, the 101st Airborne Division just wrapped up their largest air assault operation with the help of an Iowa Army National Guard unit in Afghanistan. Military officials say the purpose of Operation Bullwhip was to establish security and a new government district center to connect villagers with the Afghan government in the Laghman province. In addition, officials say the mission is also the first step to one day provide electricity and power to more than 70,000 households in the area. At the end of the air assault, soldiers reportedly found 30 enemy weapons caches. Motorists traveling in Marshall and Trigg counties next week need to be aware of some paving projects. The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet says paving in Marshall County will begin Monday along US 68 from the 16-mile marker on Kentucky 408 to Kentucky 962. Also, paving along US 68 Business in Cadiz is expected to start Wednesday. That paving project will run from the US 68 intersection eastward to mile .2 on Kentucky 139. Motorists should be prepared to encounter a moving lane restriction with alternating traffic flow controlled by flaggers in these work zones. Both of these projects are expected to be completed by the end of next week. Well, Friday's Mega Millions jackpot, $44 million. That's tonight, folks, and Saturday's Powerball jackpot is $20 million.